because this is really funny. The Kakao thing was really funny for me. So they they got caught. My principle for things like this is that you can do whatever it is that you want, just don't get caught. In marketing, if you're going to do something not ethical, for as long as you don't get caught. I'm kidding. So they got caught. What they essentially did was that they pretended to be fans so that they can praise themselves, because they don't have any other any other fan that will praise them. So they're praising themselves. Well, not exactly Kakao Entertainment, but the artists under them, the shows that they're doing, all of those things. So that's the crime. They pretended to be fans so that they can praise themselves, meaning the artists under them, and they got caught, and so they got fined. Okay. So, just to provide everybody a brief background, Kakao Entertainment is a Korean agency. So they have, if you Kakao Talk, they own that. Um, Many other companies under Kakao. So usually in communication, they started getting into entertainment and they started buying different companies. So one of the companies that they bought is IST Entertainment. They really want to make a mark in K-pop. And you know this because they have been buying K-pop companies. So one of them is IST Entertainment, and IST Entertainment actually owns The Boys. Not owned, but the boy band is actually signed under IST Entertainment, along with several other groups. And then EDAM, which is being their sole talent is IU, the queen. But do remember that even before they bought EDAM Entertainment, IU was already IU. Like, she's made. She has always been the soloist queen of Korea. So Kakao has nothing to do with her success. Okay, she did this all by herself. She actually made her company, not the other way around. Okay, so the company actually blew up because of her. And then there's Antenna, and they manage Yu Jae Suk, which is the favorite MC or master of ceremony of Korea, and Iori. Iori used to be a member of a girl group. She still sings and she's still a performer, but most of the time she's a brand ambassador for many brands, and she also hosts different TV shows. Okay. She was the original it girl of Korea. And then they own Melon. So this is the streaming platform, one of the biggest in South Korea. They own Melon, and they also distribute music. Okay. So aside from their own marketing companies, they market for different music labels in South Korea. Now, they got caught and they were found guilty of deceptive advertising. As I've said, essentially, in simple terms, in layman's terms, what they did is that they pretended to be fans so that they can praise themselves. Nobody's praising them, so they paid people to pretend to be fans. So they were fined 265,000 US dollars, which is not a lot. They can definitely pay that. That won't make a dent in their bank account. That's nothing. All right. But at the very least, they were found out. So what they did, they acquired or opened 15 social media accounts. My gut is that it's not just 15, but they were caught 15. That's how many they were caught having. So they bought music channels, total number of followers. So if you aggregate all the followers of all the social media account, it totals 4.11 million. And they acquired it or opened it between October 2016 and February 2023. Sorry, 2024. And they made a post of a total of 2,300 promotional materials without disclosing the company's connection to them. So remember that if you are an influencer, for example, or if you have a YouTube channel, me, for example, and Hybe pays me to praise BTS or praise the album of BTS or any member for that matter, I'm actually going to have to disclose that I am connected to the company, or I'm going to put some sort of a disclaimer that this is paid or that I have a connection to the company, or I'm going to be fined by YouTube, most likely deplatformed or demonetized, and somebody can actually sue me for deceptive advertising. Okay. So now that's what happened to them. They were paying influencers, not actually paying, just paying. They acquired the channel and they started opening their channel, boosted it, grew it, and then not disclosed that they were actually the owners of it. And these channels sole purpose is to praise the groups that are owned by or signed under the labels under Kakao Entertainment. Okay. So that is, and so they've been trying to get into the K-pop industry for a really long time, and that's why they were so eager in acquiring SM Entertainment. This is something they really wanted to do. I'm not sure why. Like Samsung is not interested in getting into K-pop because they're so big already in their own industry. I'm not really sure why Kakao wants to get into K-pop. So some of those channel is Musemon, and they are a Naver blog. They also have an IG, they have a Twitter account, and they have Facebook. And then another channel that they bought is Idol Lab, but they're primarily in Facebook. But I've heard of this actually, meaning that they have other channels. It's just that their main is Facebook. Another one is Are You Listening to the Song? That's the title of the channel. And they have a Facebook page, a YouTube page, a TikTok page, and an Instagram account. Okay. And then Hip Zip, also another Facebook and Instagram social media account. So these are just some of them, okay, not all of them. So the the ministry that find them said that these so the usual line that this influencers that the channel would say is that, oh, the song appeared on my algorithm today, I really really like it. Or they will say an artist I accidentally listened to and fell in love with, and then they'll share the song, they'll share the music video, interact with different followers, different people. So the usual hacks or the usual strategies of an influencer to grow their audience in the beginning. They would constantly interact with other people until their channel grows. And so they don't have to interact anymore. Anything that they say will be believed because they have the numbers to back it up. Okay, so these are samples of this thing are samples of the posts that they made. Okay, so another thing that they did outside of buying social media channel is that they ask their employees to write good reviews online communities. So these are forums like Instas, and there was a total of 37 advertisements on domestic online communities totaling 1.5 million subscribers, including these are the forums where they posted Deku, Pompu, MLB Park, Clean, and Instas between May 2021 to December 2023. So outside of social media accounts, they also go into forums. They didn't disclose they call it the economic interest, disclosing your economic interest in anything that you advertise. So they have total 427 SNS advertisements. So a post, if paid, is called an advertisement. Okay. So SNS advertisement is actually the posts that this channel's created, but because this is paid, it becomes advertisement. So 427 SNS advertisements for 860 million won to 35 advertising agencies between July 2016 to December 2023. Okay. A Fair Trade Commission official. So, this is a statement from the Fair Trade Commission. Popular music is strongly affected by bandwagon effect, influence on demand from others, word of mouth effect, and fandom effect. Whether the writer of a post is a general consumer or an advertiser has significant impact on consumer choice. So, concealing or omitting this is an act of deceiving consumers. And even, as I've said, even in the US, that is observed. If you are paid by the company, and you're saying something because you are paid, regardless of whether you actually believe in what you're saying or not, you do have to disclose that. Otherwise, we also can get sued. Okay. Although the tolerance here is a little higher. But the tolerance of like the platform itself, for example, YouTube, the moment that they know you're not disclosing that you're getting paid by a company, you're most likely getting demonetized. You do it again, you're probably going to get deplatformed altogether. So, what because of what they did, which is most likely in their mind a business move, a marketing move, it raises questions as to the in relation to the authenticity of the success of their artists, right? Because you've cheated. You're doing all of this strategy, you're paying people to praise the artists that are signed under you. People are going to think, then are your artists actually getting praised, or are they getting praised simply because these popular influencers are posting about them or not? So it's unfair to the artists under them. That's why they shouldn't have done it. But you can't keep yourself, or you can't ask people to not think about this. So because of what they did, most likely there is no single organic success. Not they have not none of the, at least this is what people are going to think, that none of the artists under them actually had organic success, because everyone had the benefit of somebody who's paid saying that they are good, somebody who has enough influence telling other people they are good. Again, very unfair to the talents or to the idols signed under them, but it is their fault. The other question is, because many of their artists actually have a lot of brand deals. I just want to emphasize that IU is not included in this conversation, because even before Kakao acquired Edam, she was made. She's already IU. So, but the other question for the other idols that are signed under them is that are artists' brand deals deserved or born from connection? Because obviously, this guy, the CEO and founder of Entertainment, has no qualms about using his influence and his power in order to get what he wants. So, are they really getting the brand deals because they have brand power, or are they getting the brand deals because the billionaire owner of the company who owns their management company are asking other brands to get them as influencers or as brand ambassador? Okay. All right. So this guy is also the same guy who was jailed, but he's out on bail because he manipulated, okay, he allegedly manipulated stock price of SM when they were trying to acquire it and going against Hybe in their acquisition of SM Entertainment. Now, he denied any knowledge of that manipulation, stock manipulation. And he's saying that it's actually one of the vice presidents that did the stock manipulation, but he had no hand in it. He said that he only gave the instruction to try and get SM no matter what, to buy SM Entertainment no matter what, but he did not approve stock manipulation as a tactic. So Hybe let go of that when they were outbidding. Kakao kept on outbidding them. So Hybe let that go. They still have some interest in SM Entertainment, but essentially they withdrew from the competition. Hybe let them go, but um, eventually Hybe actually filed a complaint, and that complaint ended up in a lawsuit. All right. So that is this guy. So he is actually being heard, but he's out on bail. He appealed so that he can go out on bail. The other big question in my head is, why are they still allowed to continue doing business in this field? I understand that he is not guilty and it is a corporate crime, not a criminal act. But also in my head, this is affecting other businesses. He's playing it dirty so other businesses don't stand a chance. That's one. Second, if he can do it in a big company like Hybe Entertainment, actually Hybe is not as big as Kakao, but still big. If you can do it in a company like like Hybe, then most likely you can do it to smaller companies. And so allowing a company who plays dirty actually affects the chances of other companies to rise. So if I were to make this decision, I will just not allow this company to exist. Sell this to another company because I don't want the employees fired, right? I want them to keep their job. And so I will just say, you're not a good CEO. Just sell this company. Sell this company because you are not an ideal. You don't foster an entrepreneurial environment in a country that really needs more entrepreneurs. So that's what happened with Kakao. But when I first heard about it, I swear I laughed so hard because that's how it arrived to me. That's how it landed on me. It was like, oh, so you pretended to be fans so that you can praise yourselves. Even me, I mean, I still am a very small YouTuber, but I have never done that. The extent of my self promotion is that when I was starting my channel, I would get the phone of my friends and play my video on their phone, even if they're not watching it. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play it while we're talking so that I have more views, more organic views. Well, valid views is actually what it's called. Like that's the extent of my manipulation. But still a valid view because I would take my friends' phones. And sometimes I would send the link to my videos to my friends and I will tell them, just play it. You don't have to, yeah, you don't have to watch it. Just play it. Just so I have like clicks, I have views. But I have never actually created uh, an artificial, is that what they call it? Like a Finstagram, for example, just so I can praise myself. Okay. Someone needs to praise them. I just want to make it clear that it's actually not Kakao directly that they are praising. It's the idols under Kakao Entertainment or under the labels owned by Kakao Entertainment. I wonder if SM regrets not getting acquired by Hybe. I don't think so because the nephew of Katie Dreams and Fairly is such a rebel. Very adventurous, right? But I'm sure my a lot of my friends were so irritated. Like every day, every time I would upload, like I would give them the link to the video. And it's like just play it. And if I don't see, because I had like very few views right in the beginning, because nobody knew about my channel. I'm sure if I it doesn't go up by one, I'm like, you didn't watch. I know you didn't watch because my view didn't go up. And they were like, okay, fine. And then I just had them subscribe. And for those that aren't subscribed, I would get their phone and just subscribe. That was my self promotion in the beginning. Wait, okay, I digress. What was I talking about? Oh, did SM regret not getting acquired by Hive? I think no, I don't think they did because the nephew of Fisuman, the original founder, the founder and former CEO of SM Entertainment, the nephew I think was really hell bent on being the CEO. And I also think the reason he wanted to stay so much, he wanted to make sure that Hype doesn't get it, is that he had existing contracts. Like he had other companies he was working with and owned other companies that had contracts in SM Entertainment. So he was earning a lot from those contracts. They were vendors basically. So he created another company, became a vendor of SM Entertainment, and SM was actually paying the companies that he owned. And so he knew that if the company gets turned over to Hybe, then Hybe will end all of those contracts because Hybe has it's a conglomerate. So they have a lot of companies under Hybe that can take those contracts and do it in house. So I don't think that he regrets it. I do think that they are now realizing that it's not easy to run an agency. As I've said, I'm a huge ESPA fan, and I think that they are mismanaged. They are very successful, don't get me wrong. They're one of the most successful girl groups, especially nowadays in South Korea. But I think that if they were managed properly, they should be bigger because their talents they are so talented. So the amount of talent that they have does not properly equate to the popularity that they have. They could be now by now doing stadium tours if they were managed carefully, if they were managed the right way. The girls are so good, but they are not managed the right way. The only reason they're surviving is because the girls are so talented. Be kind. I've been following you since X. You had few followers back then. Yeah, so I actually started becoming active on X last year. I think around April is when I said, okay, I'm going to be active on X. Before that, I've had my account for a really long time, but I would go like, I would post and then not post and post and not post. And then I said, okay, like, because YouTube was starting to become stable, like I kind of knew the pace it was growing, so it's like, okay, maybe I can do X. And the other reason I did X is because it is short form writing. Like I can tweet very very short things and that would be good, right? Because that's the entire design of the platform. And so it's, yeah, so that I started like becoming very very active April of last year. Before that I would go in and out of it. And then the other thing is that is also the reason a lot of people thought I'm a Jimin bias or that I'm a Jimin solo, because right around the time that I started becoming active on X is around the time when he released Muse. Well, he released it way before that, but at that time it was his was fresh, and so I was pushing Muse. But now that J Hope is the one that has a solo project, now people are getting mad at me for posting a lot about J Hope. Okay. Um, Bang Luna said, I'm an OG Asian. Thank you. Um, do you think artists regret it? I think some of them definitely regret it. As I've said, I'm pretty sure the girls, for example, the girls of ESPA, they know how talented they are. The girls are just so talented. They really are. And I think they know that. And I think that they deserve more. Again, I'm not saying that they are a failure. They are not. They're one of the most successful girl groups in Korea. It's just that I think in their heads, they know that if they are being managed the right way, they will be bigger. That they won't be doing arena tours, they'll be doing stadium tours. That's how talented they are. So I think some of them knows. Like I know some people actually wanted to leave already. I think some of them are just waiting for their contract to expire before they actually leave, because many of them are very very loyal to Isuman. Like Boa is very loyal to Isuman and Teon is very loyal to Isuman. So how long is your contract with SM? So as far as this is partially because Jessica, former member of SNSD, sort of disclosed it. The way SM Entertainment designs their contract with their artists is that it is 7 years, because that is the maximum amount of years that the law in South Korea allows for an artist to be signed. But the 3 year extension is almost always automatic. So it seems like they just have a 7 year contract, but in reality, it's actually 10 years. So Jessica sort of mentioned that it's very tricky on how they do it, but basically that's what it means. So automatically after the 7 years, you get renewed for another 3 years. No, Fairlane has biases on each of the guys for different things at different times. Correct. That's exactly it. So I do have biases for each of the guys for different times. So it really depends on what they're doing on or what is the project. Every time BTS has a release, there's magically a scandal. Let's hope they come back peacefully. They're going to destroy the world. Pledis just can't manage a girl group. They should leave it alone. Not even Hype can help them in this issue. Pledis. What girl group are they managing? Isn't just 17? Do they have girl group? Okay. Um why hasn't this blown up in South Korea? Isn't like Sajegi being dishonest? Because it's Kakao. I've actually said that Hybe absolutely sucks when it comes to maintaining relationships with the media. Because imagine this, the court already ordered that the court already said that New Jeans has to continue their contract with Adore, and publications from Korea internationally, they're still calling them NJZ. They have no fear. I'm like, Hybe has like their relationship with the media absolutely sucks. And it only goes to prove that the only reason the media keeps on writing about BTS is that they just don't have a choice. The boys are just so popular that if they don't write about the boys, they're just going to. Oh, Pledis says Promise 9. Okay. That is true. Okay. Yeah. So I would agree then. Pledis actually sucks because they weren't top of mind. They weren't top of mind when you mentioned it. Fire Butterfly said, it's painful to watch Hybe, such a terrible media presence. I know. It's like, how do these media publications have so much guts to call New Jeans and Jay Z even after the ruling of the court? I mean, in the US, you wouldn't even have to ask because I guess people just respect the court. Like if court actually asks you to do something. Dale Wood, Jimin is my bias, followed by J Hope and Yoongi. Okay. After School and Orange Caramel were in Pledis, right? I don't know. I know After School. I was a huge fan of Yui. So that's how I know. That's how I know them. After School. I'm a Yui bias. I actually still am subscribed to her YouTube channel and I still try to follow what she's doing and whatever. I think she's such a sweet daughter and she's just a sweet person in general. Of course, very very talented. Pledis also had Yoonjin, Yi Sian, Kiss of Life Natty, and Jo Yuri all training together but couldn't figure out how to put them together in a group. Maybe this incident things will change hopefully. And then the other thing is I think after this lawsuit, after this injunction, so they won the injunction, I hope that they will just start suing people. I hope that they will just start suing people. You can't go against the ruling of the court. I mean, I don't have a law degree and I know that. You can't go against the ruling of the court. If the court says it, you have to follow. If you want to fight it, you appeal, but you don't like just not do what the court tells you to do. That's not how I don't know where these people are getting the guts to do it. Like I'm sure a lot of you are Americans, and so you know this. Like, if the court rules on something and you don't agree with the ruling, it doesn't give you an excuse to not follow what they say. You still do it. You just appeal, but you can't go like, yeah, I'm just not gonna do what you asked me to do. Like, that doesn't happen. Okay. Anyway, good publicity. Good publicity, bad publicity, still publicity. That's hide for you. Contempt of court. Yes. So let's talk about New Jeans. Okay. That is not New Jeans. That is J Hope. I will find New Jeans for you. Nope, that's not New Jeans. Oh, there. That is New Jeans. Um, Opokua Kwapong. What is that name? Sounds like a name that a Filipino can have, but I'm not sure. They should sue people and deny access to BTS. Absolutely. Miss Kim said Hybe acts like they're still a small company and they aren't anymore.